Ooh. Good evening, mom, students, teachers, and the students who are going to watch. I'm here to present to you the industrial history of in Saudi Arabia, and I'm with Mohidin, but I'll be the one presenting only. To start off, of course, Saudi. We love Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now, industrial section in Saudi Arabia. There are four kinds of sections in Saudi Arabia. We have resources-based industry, low technology industry, medium technology, and high technologies. Now, this section differs from one another. From one like being the one of the resources, low technology, the basic elements of materials, medium technologies that kind of goes a little bit advanced, and high technology, which is so advanced, like aeronautics level. Now, the industrial sectors in Saudi Arabia is growing rapidly due to strong government support. With good government support and civilized citizen and law-abiding and taxing of country, our country or Saudi Arabia goes bigger in economy with about 24 areas dedicated to its development. It creates significant employment, and it divided into four categories, which is the four categories. See? Now, now this is like a visual representation of those. So we have like food, leather, petroleum products. That's petroleum products. This is and this is like the garment, footwear, toys. This is like the little bit mid technology, and this is the advanced technology. Now, our first pillar in Saudi industry, is oil and gas. We know Saudi Arabia has those big machinery of oils. MashaAllah, for real. Like those big black gases, it's all so expensive and it's so abundant in Saudi Arabia. That is why Saudi Arabia is one is Saudi Arabia is the largest oil production and about 20% of global oil reservation, and parenthesis over 260 billion barrels, mostly managed by Saudi Aramco. Mm. Aramco oversees exploration, refining chemicals, shipping, and various support services. It's a key global player in oil due to its large role in production and exports. Excuse me. Now, how rich is Saudi Arabia in terms of oil and gases? 80% of its budget revenue. 80% is a big number because of gases and oils. GPD, I'll be explaining that later. 90% of export earnings. 90% of those came from foreign countries, foreign people that who buys oil. Saudi Aramco operates the world's largest oil processing facilities in Abu Qreik and manages vast oil fields including Gahawar, the world's largest with 70 billion barrels in reserves. That's a lot of oil. Next. Now, the second pillar of Saudi industry is petrochemicals. Petrochemicals meaning those coals that are being burned and turned into power. That's how rich Saudi Arabia. They got gas, they got big gases on Saudi, and now they got petrochemicals in Saudi too. That's so cheating. Now, the petrochemical sector plays a crucial role in Saudi Arabia economy, and it's considered the second industrial pillar after oil and gases. See, around 95% of country basis petrochemical are produced from methane and natural feedstock, making this sector a significant revenue sources. Meaning that Saudi Arabia has a lot of those petrochemical and that are made from methane and natural feedstock, making it like 95% a basic use and basic material to consume.
consumption. The industry is primarily led by SABIC, Saudi Basic Industrial Corporation, which was established by the government in 1975, 1976. Since then, SABIC has grown into one of the world's largest petrochemical companies and a key player in the Gulf region. It helps stimulate private sector's participation in nation economic development.
That it's been so big that it's very important in some different parts of the world, you know. Saudi Arabia petrochemical capabilities include production of 79 unique petrochemical products, especially base, chemical, and polymer. Major infrastructure and industrial hubs like Jubail and Yanbu supporting expansion. Government strategies to attract foreign investment, such as, those investor like joint ventures with global companies, investors that want to invest, flexible ownership legislation for foreign investor, those who wants to buy like stocks and bonds with them. And the last one is the third, mining. When we say, when people talk about Saudi Arabia, all the first thing that came up from their mind is dates, gahwa, the coffee, and then of course gold, diba? Because gold here in Saudi Arabia is so rich, 24 karat gold, so pure and so abundant in Saudi Arabia, just like oil. That's why it's number one. But now the third pillar at Saudi Arabia is mining. Now, mining is a rapid emerging as a third key pillar of Saudi Arabia industrial economy, alongside of oil and petrochemical. This shift is part of the government broader strategy to diversify the national economy and reduce reliance on oil. Saudi Arabia's soil is so rich with various mineral resources, making mining a natural sector for growth and development. Mining is very a conservative way on gathering materials, and it's so good because Saudi Arabia is blessed with good natural and rich materials. These abundant materials include like bauxite, man, used to produce aluminum. As I just told earlier, we have gold, silver, lead, zinc, precious base materials. Those are like super important materials already that Saudi Arabia have. And then uranium, copper, coal, tungsten, and other more. So nice of Saudi Arabia, They're so rich in those kind of materials. We don't even need other country, We got spices already and many more. Mining. These vast resources have encouraged the government to support the sector heavily through the reform use of such of new mining code, improve infrastructure, and active investment promotion. As a result, the mining sector has attracted both domestic and international investors. Positioning is a key diversification engine in the Vision of 2030 plan. The 2030 plan is a big, huge plan that all Saudi expected to have. It's a 2030 vision that puts Saudi on top, I guess. But now, let's talk about mining. Saudi Arabia's mining activity mainly focused on gold extraction. Over time, this has expanded significantly. Currently, 5 major gold mines are in operation. Ad-Dahab, and Al-Hajar, Sukhabiarat, Bulga, and Al-Mahr. Those mining companies are the one leading in gold extraction right now. Holy. Now, these mines represent the growing scale of industry, supported by intensive exploration to uncover and utilize even more gold reserves. Excuse me. One of the standouts players in section in Ma'aden, Saudi Arabia's mining company. The company has successfully broadened its operation beyond gold into phosphate and aluminum production.
Mahadim aluminum initiatives include building an integrated aluminum complex, designing to be the largest, most efficient, and lowest cost in the world, aimed to supply both local and global markets. The ambition to expand, the expansion has cemented Maadim's role in Saudi Arabia economic transformation, making mining a true pillar of industrial development. To summarize, that Mahadim, the leading mining company, they have like successfully from gold to a better resources, which is like aluminum and phosphate, which is like a next level of mining. It can, with that ability to mine those kind of stuff, they can make the country better, to support global needs, to give more to other different neighboring countries, designed to the largest, most efficient, and lowest cost. If the other countries sell it for a lot expensive, in Saudi Arabia we gonna sell it for cheap. Building and integrating aluminum complex, I don't know, engineering stuff, but that helps, and that's such a good thing that Saudi Arabia is doing. And that's what they're doing to mine for the people, to make the country rich and prosperous. That's such a good pillar. Boom. And that's all for my lesson. Our number one is oil and gas. That's the one pillar that Saudi Arabia is so rich. Number two is petrochemicals. It's 95% so open here. You can find it anywhere. And lastly is mining. Mining is so easy to do, but hard to do, I guess. But there's a lot of stuff there in the ground that you can find: gold, aluminum, silver, lungs, tungsten, a lot more. Thank you so much for listening to my lesson. I hope you learned something. Yes, you do. So shukran. Thank you so much, ma'am, for listening.